Visage is a game currently in development that was announced in 2015, 1 year after the infamous playable teaser was published by Konami. While the legacy of the potential Silent Hill reboot that made waves was pulled from the hands of gamers in early 2015, some development teams tried to jump in with their own ideas. This was one of those situations where a gap in the market was highlighted so greatly that few have been able to match up with the ambition of PT. Seems that even Konami didn't know that players would enjoy being psychologically tortured in a haunted house so much. Resident Evil 7 and Observer are great entries into the first-person horror genre, but so far there hasn't been a game that has been able to scratch that itch. Enter Visage. Visage gained a name for itself along with Allison Road as a full version of what PT could have been. Projects like this seem to be doomed, as Visage's development team, Sad Square Studio, has had delays in completion of the game, and Allison Road was full-on cancelled for a series of months with no updates on the horizon. For years, fans waited for any bit of Visage they could get their hands on. IGN premiered alpha gameplay videos in 2016 and again in 2017, though gamers weren't able to touch anything until Sad Square Studio released the first chapter in early access in late 2018. Between the time of release and the time of this video's publishing in July 2019, Sad Square has been chipping away at their ambitious project and finally released the chapter IGN revealed in 2017. Sad Square has been taking their time, and I think that it is to the benefit of the end result. The improvement between the first chapter and the second chapter is noticeable and welcome. I played both the first public build in October 2018 and the newer builds that came out this month. Those that have taken a look at any of the videos for Visage can attest that it looks quite good. The house that our protagonist is wandering through has an almost photorealistic and lifelike quality to it. The layout makes sense, and I can't deny that I have spent time looking at all of the details left by the developers. The experience becomes all the more interesting in its chapters when the environment takes on a House of Leaves quality, ever expanding into the creepy unknown. So far the story has been pretty obscure. Each chapter has its own storyline centered around the character it is named after, but the big overarching plot hasn't been made public yet. With 2 chapters to go, Sad Square has some time to let it come out. PT was able to inspire a litany of interpretations from just one hallway, and I think a whole house gives plenty of room for hints and clues to be left around. Sad Square has been very careful to not let everyone in on the secret too quickly. I won't lie, I expected Visage to be a flub. I've seen several broken, cheesy, poorly executed haunted house games that rely on cheap pop-ups and lack the subtlety necessary to make a good scary game. The fact that I'm speaking so positively about a game in early access makes me think that the full release is going to be pretty fantastic. It's not without its issues, but it's already above most of the psychological horror games I've played through the years. I don't scare often, but this game has multiple points where I've felt the chills of fear. In a world where developers are constantly forced into crunch to make an impossible release date, and big publishers are constantly shoving microtransactions down our throats, it's refreshing to see a team working for the love of the game, and you can see it here. Sad Square has a lot to live up to. VR implementation, Kickstarter rewards, console releases, and constant pressure from fans for a release date, but they are putting care into Visage, and I think the wait will be worth it.